I think I really might try playing another character. Like, I've really been, you know, giving it some thought lately, and I think there are plenty of reasons to play a character other than just because the one that you're playing isn't good enough, you know what I mean? But unfortunately, I think now is a pretty terrible time to learn how to play another character. Yeah, Scarlet is definitely fine. Obviously. I have never lost in this game and felt like I only lost because of Scarlet, you know? If anything, the opposite has happened. I've definitely had more than a couple experiences where I felt like Scarlet is the only reason that I won. But I've never been like, man, this character just doesn't have what it takes. And I think the reason for that is just because in this game, the tools required to win are available to everyone, you know what I mean? It's just like Soul Calibur, right? In this game, what do you really need to win? You need like a grab and a mid that does damage. And that's about it, right? And every character in the game has that, you know? Every character has a whiff punish tool. Every character has a throw 50-50. Like, in a game like MKX, you needed a good low and a good overhead to 50-50 people, right? And if you didn't have that, then your character just was incomplete, right? But in this game, you know, like, everyone has a down one, everyone has a throw, everyone has a mid. The universal tools are enough, you know? If you're just playing a generic MK11 character who only has the stuff that everybody has, that is still sufficient. Yeah, it's just that, you know, some characters have versions of those tools that are a little stronger, right? Which is why I think every character is viable. You know, something I have realized that is actually kind of a big deal that Scarlet is missing is a low poke. A poke that she can low profile with, you know what I mean? To get under high attacks and neutral. Most characters have one of those, but she doesn't really have one. So she's forced to use high attacks, which means she often gets low profiled herself. That is kind of a problem. Oops. Oops. That's annoying. Oh, it steals some of your defensive bar when you get hit by the ghost ball. That's pretty funny. What? What happened? Yeah, that was pretty funny. You think Noob destroys her? You definitely did a very good job of playing the matchup. I've always struggled with Noob Saibot, but I have never encountered someone who was so good at taking advantage of Scarlet's weaknesses. The thing about Scarlet is that she's really, really bad at approaching. You know what I mean? She's really good at, like, being approached, but she's not very good when she's the one who has to go in. And Noob Saibot has a lot of really good tools to force her to approach, right? Like, he can just kind of hang out with these guys and, you know, live forever, right? And with these things, like, this is really hard to approach into. This is really hard to approach into. He just commands a lot of space in this variation. And if she tries to zone, then zoop, right? I got hit by, 11,000 of these. And as soon as she tries to chill out for a second, he's very fast, so he can zoom in and just grab you, which is what happened. And HKS did an excellent job of putting all those pieces together just right. And it was very frustrating. I don't know, maybe I will just take the plunge and give another character a try. And then when Season 2 comes out in a few weeks, I mean, they haven't confirmed that there's going to be a huge balance patch. We're just assuming, you know what I mean? So who knows, maybe the game will stay mostly the same. Maybe I will just give it a try. What's the worst that could happen? Yeah, let's give it a try. My new character that I have been considering playing is... Place your bets. If you have any guesses, last minute guesses, get them in now. Dirtbag Kano? Nightwolf? Damn, you guys are good. Bottom. Bottom. But. Mm-mm. 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 Mm. 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 Mm.
Cetrion. Sub-Zero.
It's Cetrion. It's Cetrion.
The Hourglass.
You got it. As you can see, I have already constructed an outfit. Now, longtime viewers of the stream will remember that the biggest thing that has always put me off of Cetrion was her look. I always thought she looked really dumb. But I looked in her outfits again. And look at this. This looks really cool, right? Yeah, I found some purple. And she's got freaking octopus hands. Isn't that awesome? And look, her rock is purple and everything. She has eyeshadow going on. I can actually get behind this look of Cetrion. She's really, really good. So she's got that going for her. She has zoning that is fast, which is actually a really big deal in this game. The problem with Scarlet's zoning is that even her fastest projectiles are still pretty slow. So, for instance, characters like Noob, with teleports, can just react to everything she does, right? So there are a lot of characters that really shut down her zoning. But Cetrion, like this, you really just have to deal with this. I don't know of a single character in the game that I can think of that doesn't have to deal with her laser beam. Or Geyser, you know what I mean? Like, this move is a real killer. This is a skedaddle skadoodle, I now control neutral move. Right here. If you play against Cetrion, spring cleaning Cetrion, you just have to deal with this. There is not a damn thing you can do about it. What were we talking about? Let's talk about Cetrion as a character. Like a fighting game character. And let's go over this. So her zoning is really good. This move is good. This move is good. This move is amazing. This move is also pretty good sometimes. It has ducking properties. So she can use this to duck under projectiles and punish. Just like Scarlet can with Blood Trail, right? So her zoning is probably a little bit better than Scarlet's. Cetrion is probably the best zoner in the game. In terms of like projectile, keep out, chip damage, she's definitely, almost certainly the best one. But it doesn't stop there, right? For me, that's just the price of entry. Oh yeah, also this move as a zoning tool is cheap. That's just the price of entry, right? So let's look at the rest of her toolkit. Her movement is really, really, really fast. She's actually incredibly quick on the ground, which I didn't know until I started looking at her. Like, look at her forward dash and her back dash. These are some of the best dashes in the entire game. Are you kidding me? Look at how far back she goes and how far forward she goes, right? It's wild. It's really wild. Her flawless block attacks are really, really good. Up 3, 8 frames, making it one of the fastest up 3s in the game. And leaves your opponent right in front of you to jail into stuff, right? And her up 2, look at that. It doesn't reach very far vertically or horizontally, but the vertical hitbox is wild, which will allow her to up to a lot of stuff that most characters can't, right? She gets to, like, pick things up off the ground. Like, things like Aaron Black's dropkick, right? That most characters just have to deal with. She can flawless block and launch, surely. I'm guessing. Now her normals. Guys, let me tell you about Cetrion's normals. Because this is what got me interested in this character. Alright? It wasn't the zoning, it wasn't the flawless blocks, it wasn't the movement, it was the normals. Let's just take a look at some of these. Right off the bat, down 4 is exactly what I was talking about earlier. 10 frames, low, plus 16 on hit, so we will always get follow-ups, right? Same with down 3, 9 frames, plus 10 on hit, no pushback whatsoever. Both of these moves, totally safe on block. -5, -5, with lots of pushback. So even if they block it, you can, like, you know, just dash back, right? Like this, you're not punishing that. You're going back to neutral. Just like that noob Cybot player HKS was doing earlier today, right? Down 1. Down 1. 8 frames, not great. But the range is pretty good. For a down 1, this is slightly above average, right? This is a little more distance than Scarlet's down 1. And of course, she's got this. But we'll get to that later. We're talking about her normals right now. Let's see, what else is on the list? Oh, the big one. This is the big one, alright? Are you ready for the big one? Are you ready for the big one? Because this is the big one. This is 8 frames plus 3 on block. Plus 3. This is crazy. You know how Scarlet's, like, best thing is her standing 2? Which is 0 on block? This is just, like, a better version of that move, right? You get a little bit less range, but in exchange, it is significantly faster. And instead of being 0, it's plus 3, right? And the follow-up, Scarlet's follow-up, 2-1, is -5 on block. Cetrion's, -2. Right? High, mid, leaves her right there. And the third hit, Scarlet's 2-1-2 is punishable on block. Cetrion's totally safe, right? It pushes way back to neutral. No flawless gaps. You're totally fine. This is crazy. This is the move, right? This is the move for Cetrion. That made me want to play this character once I really saw this, right? Before, when I was looking at Cetrion, I didn't really, you know, connect with her. But now that I understand this game better, and I understand, like, what's good you know, and what's important in this game, I see that a move like this is like just incredible. Especially when combined with her super fast forward dash. You can just stagger forever, right? She's also got this move, forward one, which is really also very good. 9 frames, tons of range, safe on block, hit confirmable. She's got standing 2, -1 if she just does this, -1. Like this, the potential of staggering is just ridiculous. And just like Scarlet, she can do this without actually like being at risk at all, because at any point she can just decide to like go away. You know, like she never really has to commit to anything, which was until now something that I thought was unique to Scarlet, but it turns out Cetrion can do it too. Isn't her forward 2 good as well? Yeah, this move, 14 frame mid. It's a little slow, and this is her fastest mid. But, you know, hit confirmable. There's all sorts of things you can do after it. You can just do forward 2. You can do this. You can do the drill kick. You can obviously go into the rock wall. You can go into laser beams. So really, I think you want to use this to like catch people who are trying to duck, right? So it seems like with Cetrion, you can really like do a great job zoning, right? With all these tools. And then once they approach you, because they're gonna have to approach you, right? She can just be so annoying with these moves and these moves. Oh yeah, this guy. Also totally safe, no flawless gaps, and if she hits you with it, then you take like 1,000,000 damage, right? Let's look at her combos, because her damage is a little low, but it's not that low. Right, if we do like this, let's see, what is it? Yeah, you've seen this before, right? It's like 24% for 1 bar. I was really intimidated by her combos at first, and I was like, oh man, if I play Cetrion, I've got to do all those crazy combos where like they teleport in the middle of the combo. But actually, her combos are not nearly as hard as I thought they were going to be. You basically just hit them into Geyser, pick them up, and then you just jump to hit them with the jump attack, and on the way down, you combo into Geyser again. It's very simple. And it's the same off of like everything. That's about it, right? So she gets about 24 or 25% off of a normal hit with 1 bar. She can actually get more if she wants to spend both offensive bars. She can actually go up to 28%, right? If she wants to, you know, like close out a round or something. But the damage being a little low is not that big of a deal. Like, it's not, like, Jade low. Damage you're losing on combos, you are probably more than going to make up for with all the chip damage that you're doing. Because unlike Scarlet, you really can't not take chip damage from Cetrion, right? Like Scarlet, it's really easy to avoid all of Scarlet's stuff, you know what I mean? Like, not worry about her projectiles, you duck here, you flawless block the tentacle, that's pretty much it, right? But with Cetrion, like this, you are gonna get chipped by this, you know? You can't... I've tried to react to this with flawless block. You can maybe do it if you are standing still and not holding block. But if you're standing still and not holding block, then you're going to get hit by the Geyser, right? Oh yeah, her Fatal Blow. I didn't even talk about her Fatal Blow. the rock party, right? From downtown. That you can just drop on your head from anywhere. So that's a, you know, a whiff punish, a regular punish, a mix-up, an anti-air. Like, this has got to be one of the best fatal blows in the game, right? So yeah, Cetrion. She seems really good, and she also seems to provide what I want from a character in this game. And, you know, maybe she could be the one, alright? Her throws are also real good. Her teleport is way better than Scarlet's. Like, way better than Scarlet's. It's cool, isn't it? Yes, most importantly, she's purple. That is correct. If this skin didn't exist, I probably would be less interested. I actually mean that. So what do you guys think? When I lay it all out like that, does it make sense? Oh yeah, you can do it in the air too. It's the same speed? No, it's not. What are you talking about? Way faster. Yeah, every time I say, hey, I'm gonna try a new character in Mortal Kombat, so many people are like, oh, finally, he's gonna play Cetrion. But it has never been Cetrion. I always pick some other random weird character. Actually, that was another benefit that I considered. Playing Cetrion, I'll be able to look at other players, especially Dragon, for inspiration. Playing Scarlet, there's really no one to go to, like, at all, you know? The fact that people are genuinely considering me one of the best Scarlets is pretty strong evidence for how slim the pickings are. But with Cetrion, I would have Dragon, Poisey, Shujinki Dink, I guess. And honestly, I considered not playing Cetrion just because I was like, yeah, I'm like the Scarlet guy. Everyone's gonna want to see me play Scarlet. But I asked myself, what would Sonic Fox do in this situation? Right? I ask myself that question a lot when I'm not sure where to go. What would Sonic Fox do? Would Sonic Fox keep playing the character that people want to see them play, or would they pick the character that they think is going to get them the W? I think we all know the answer to that question. Right. Would Sonic Fox care about other people's whining? Not that anyone here is whining, but you know what I mean, right? Do I have a special Sonic Fox prayer? Not yet. I wouldn't be surprised if I developed one for myself one day. I really look up to Sonic Fox a lot, as you know.